and it is a list of places women absolutely refuse to go on a first date. Let me just run through these for the folks at home. Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden, the movies, Your House, any fast food chain, B-Dubs, Wingstop, Red Lobster, IHOP's on here, ice cream dates, coffee, somewhere that requires a long drive, a movie night like Netflix or Hulu, nightclubs, Waffle House, sporting events. Where the hell do these women want to go, Mike? Because I have no idea. All right. Episode 90 of the Fair Enough podcast.
TJ Watt.
TJ Watt. Shout out Joe Veleno having a hell of a year for the Detroit Red Wings, number 90, to start off. We needed that guy to start scoring some goals. Probably more good DNs.
I think Tyler Johnson of the Hawks might be 90. He might be 91.
Oh, that guy's such a prick. It's unbelievable. I hate that guy.
I don't love him either.
You don't love him? All right, good. I was going to say, maybe he's one of those guys that when he's on your team, you like him, but if he's not producing.
He's played 32 games and out of fucking 100, you know? So hard to like
yeah. Yeah. All right, fuck Tyler Johnson. I'm glad we're all on the same page there.
Yeah.
He'll never come on this podcast anyway, so fuck him. We might have TJ Watt on, though, so shout out to TJ Watt.
Yeah, let's go. I'd love that.
And Joe Veleno. So we have a Jack Brain thing today. I know, Jack, you don't remember talking about this, but we talked about it at the East Lansing tailgate about the pictures. And whether or not you might want to see every picture that you've ever been featured in. So we'll talk a little bit about that.
I do remember this.
I also have a list that I sent you guys that's going around on the internet right now about first date. And it's just a list of places that girls don't want to go on first dates. And there's some pretty sick spots on the list. So I think that we should talk about that. But first, Bob in Detroit, Jack in Detroit, Mike in Chicago, we need to talk about the Michigan Wolverines. I don't like talking about this stuff. Normally, this stuff also doesn't bother me because it's so like normally it doesn't end up mattering in the end. So let's talk a little bit about the Michigan sign stealing thing that's going on. And I just want to make my stance very clear. So let's just go bullet point by bullet point, and it's perfect to have you here, Mike, because you don't care and are an unbiased party and don't give a shit about college football. So you're the perfect person to talk to this about. Because holy shit, do some people have some opinions. So let's start with the facts. Michigan is being investigated for illegally stealing signs. Stealing signs is legal in college football. You can steal signs from the other sideline. How you acquire those signs is what is illegal. What Michigan has allegedly done, what Connor Stallions, a Michigan staffer, has allegedly done, is paid to go to opposing teams' football games and sit in the bleachers and record their signs with his iPhone. Or he pays other people to go and record with their iPhone. And he's allegedly been to 30 different Big Ten and other games over the past 3 years. So that's the fact. It's illegal to go to games and record. And Connor Stallions of Michigan allegedly, I mean, it's basically not allegedly at this point. Like they got footage and Venmo of him doing this. Went to 30 different games over the last 3 years. My stance, bullet point number 2. To make this clear, if Michigan broke this rule and sent Connor Stallions to these games, and Connor Stallions actually went to these games and recorded, the Michigan football staff should be punished by suspension or however the NCAA, the College Football Playoff Committee, and the Big Ten see fit. I mention all three because the NCAA is very, very, very slow to move. They're not going to move on this year. They're investigating, but they're not going to come up with a fucking decision before January 1st when these games are important. The entities that could make a difference this year are the College Football Playoff and the Big Ten. So again, my stance, If this is true, Michigan should be punished in a way of fire this guy, obviously, and then suspend whoever you have to suspend. Let's get to the fun part. Why I'm pissed off. I have some good notes here. I am pissed off because of the fucking misinformation and people missing the point. And what it really boils down to is the Jim Harbaugh pitchfork mob. That's what this all boils down to. Jim Harbaugh doesn't have a good relationship with the NCAA. He doesn't. He talks shit about him all the time, any chance that he can. The NIL thing was a big bugaboo. Obviously, he got suspended. Well, they self-imposed a suspension earlier this year because of some recruiting violations before NIL, which are now legal because of NIL. The problem that I have is the people that are going after the wrong things. When all these pictures came out of Connor Stallions on the sidelines with the playbook essentially of the other team's signs, allegedly other team signs, it could be Michigan signs too. That is not illegal. And everybody puts that on Twitter and says, see, here it is. That's the evidence. That's all we need. That's legal. You can have a fucking playbook of whatever you want. You can have you can have the entire team's, the other team's playbook. Like, that's fine. How you acquire that is totally different. So the CC, he's got the signs. CC, he's got the fucking playbook. CC, the offense or the defense is mimicking what he's doing on the sideline after he sees what we're going to use Ohio State as an example here. Weird, I know, but that's who we're going to mainly talk about today because they're the ones that have an issue. When you see another team, okay, they're mimicking us, whatever we do, they're like reacting and doing signs to it. Legal. Not only legal, but every team in the country does this. And that's been said and said and said and said and said again by coach after coach after coach this week. The only person that's pissed off as far as a coach goes is Greg Schiano. He's the only one that gives a shit. What are you eating over there, Mac? Stop doing that. Anyways, so let's get into the coaches in the media. Next bullet point. Steve Sarkisian, head coach of USC. Texas. Matt Rule, head coach at Nebraska. Deion Sanders, head coach at Colorado. All these guys have came out and said, hey, everybody steals signs. That's just part of the game. It's a competitive advantage that everybody looks to get. If you can look over across the sideline and pick up a competitive advantage in college football, you fucking try to do it. Brady Quinn came out today and said the exact same thing. If you don't think that everybody's stealing signs, you're an absolute moron. We were stealing signs when I was in school. They're stealing signs today. Again, the way that you do it is the problem. If Connor Stallions, like I said, went to all these games and did this illegally, then he should be punished. The Michigan staff should be punished because everybody definitely knew about it. The problem that I have is that this rule was made in 1994. They've had the rule that you can't travel to other schools and film their games. And this rule was made because most schools don't have the money to do this. The Alabamas, the Texas, the Ohio States, the Michigans, we have money to hire a guy to send him to these games if we wanted, but Eastern Michigan doesn't have that money. So they said, all right, let's make it across the board, even for everybody. You can't go and scout other people's games. That just is a cost that not everybody can bear, which is great, which is fine. The obvious solution to this would be to put microphones in everybody's helmet, right? That way, just like in the NFL, there are no signs that way. The offensive coordinator tells the quarterback what the play is, and then the play gets ran, period. What coaches have said, what Matt Rule has said, what other, Sark has said is coaches don't, want to have to teach their quarterbacks that, because sometimes you get 3 plays called and for whatever reason they don't see that they're ready. but they do it in high school, by the way. They have mics in the helmets in high school. Now, they didn't. They sure as fuck didn't when we were in school. But now that this like sign stealing thing, this is coming back up, and they have a chance to change this rule every year, and they've talked about it every year, but coaches don't want to change it because there's a competitive advantage to being able to steal signs. You want the signs up because maybe you think you're better at it than other people. And there's a few coaches, Kirby Smart, head coach of Georgia, Ryan Day, head coach at Ohio State, and Matt Rule, head coach at Nebraska, that don't want to comment on this. They don't want to talk about it. There's a reason for that. They're all fucking stealing signs too. They don't want to be there like abolishing this rule and saying, all right, fuck this. Like we can't have this anymore because they're doing it too. Maybe they're not sending guys to games. Maybe they are. Who knows? Maybe they're not sending guys to games, but they're trying to steal signs. So they don't want this taken out of the game because they're good at it and they know how to do it. Last thought. You better fucking hope. You better pray that you're not next if you're Ohio State. Because all the 11 Warriors and all these fucking Twitter warriors, everybody without a check mark, basically, everybody with a check mark says the same thing. Everybody steals signs. Michigan did it illegally. They should be punished for that. But if you think that not everybody's stealing signs, you're fucked. If it comes out that Ohio State and these other teams are sending guys to these games, holy shit. Talk about fucking egg on the face. Second to last point here. If Michigan beats the fucking brakes off of everybody moving forward with this guy off the staff, with nothing moving, there's nothing else that you can say about Michigan at this point. We're stripped bare. The NCAA is breathing down our back. If Michigan goes and wins a national championship this year, I'm going to be unbearable. And every Michigan fan should be unbearable. Because all this, they only won because blah, blah, blah. They knew the play. And you see all these Twitter videos from Ohio State fan accounts saying, oh, look, they knew this play was coming. Anybody that watched the games the last 2 years, our offensive line fucking blew their defensive line off the ball. Those are men that were tougher than the other men, period. If it comes back and Michigan wins the national championship this year, it's going to be a problem for everybody in Columbus, for every Harbaugh hater across the land, especially if he stays and says, fuck you, I'm not going to the NFL, because now they're definitely trying to push me out, and I'm not going to let them push me out. Your day is coming. That's all I want to say. Your fucking day is coming. And I pray that Michigan goes 15-0, wins the national championship, and fucking wipes the floor with every idiot on the way there. Penn State, Ohio State, Georgia, doesn't matter. Fuck them all. Go blue. Thoughts?
That was like 10 minutes. Thoughts?
Yeah, I had a lot written down.
Yeah.
What are your honest thoughts about the situation?
So I didn't know that there was a rule in place. I didn't understand why it was such a bad scumbag. Like so for one, the group chat this last week has been unbearable. I've read 3 messages.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when my name gets added.
I almost leave, but I can't because I can't be like them, the people that have left already. I can't.
But I'm just like, Jesus. But, I didn't know that. I think that, like I said, I didn't know that. Now I'm more like, oh, that kind of sucks. Because at first I was like, who gives a fuck? Like, it is what it is. That's it's, I think the easiest and most relevant thing to kind of push it back to is like the Astros, right? Like if you can get one up on another team by getting their signs strategically but once you use your home field technology and shit and you do it all sneakily and shit like that, and
totally different
behind, that it makes it way worse. But at the end of the day, like how easy is it to, instead of having someone go to the games, they just strictly study game film of
Yep.
other teams. Like, granted, maybe the camera angles don't allow you to steal just off of but like I don't know. Maybe that's exactly what it is, and that's why it's illegal to go and record yourself. But also, what if you just go as a normal fan? Granted, they're getting paid, but like, what if I go as a normal fan and then I record something and I at fucking Michigan's football and I'm like, hey, look what I found. You know what I mean? Like,
And that's one of the problems too. And Colin Cowherd actually talked about this today. And he was talking about how when this rule was made in 1994, you were worried about somebody bringing a camcorder and probably getting a little bit more information that you could actually see on film. Film back then was
yeah,
grainy. These games now are on ESPN in 4K. If you want to
yeah,
see somebody's signs, you can see them. And I promise you that going to a college football game, sitting in the second deck and filming it with your iPhone and zooming in is going to be a lot more grainy than anything that you can see on ESPN. So I don't even understand why Michigan was so stupid and thought that this was a good idea. There's some advantage to it. I'd love to hear what coaches think. I don't know if they'll ever answer
I
that
mean,
question, but
it's gotta be because you're sitting there focusing on the signs. Shout out Jersey Jerry every time. Like, that's all you're doing is just focusing on the signs. You're not watching the play as much. Like, you're not cheering on the game. You're just, hey, I'm getting this sign
yep,
and I'm seeing what the play is. Like, in on ESPN and on all the other sites or whatever, they don't show those signs as consistently. So it's probably a lot harder to really hone in on what everything is. But um, you know, I think it's dumb. I think it's dumb, and what they're gonna do is they're gonna eventually, like you said, not yet, but maybe next year, 2 years from now. Unfortunately, that Michigan team's gonna get fucked and not be allowed to play in the playoff or something like that, or be
right,
non-bowl eligible and get fucked.
yep,
Um, that's just like you said. That's just kind of the way the NCAA rolls.
hmm
They take forever to do, and then all of a sudden, some random group of kids gets snubbed because of what some kid from Ohio State did a couple years ago, selling his rings and weird shit like that. You're like, oh, that sucks.
yeah,
Um, but I think it's dumb. I think it's shitty because it's like, just do it legally, but also, like, can we stop with for one, why aren't we using Zelle? Two, why are they you can't not leave your Venmo on public. You can't leave your Venmo on public, dude.
no,
Like, I
you
think the
can't.
fact that Venmo requests and payments being public in general is so inappropriate and wrong as it is. Like, what are you like, who's scrolling down the Venmo feed? You know what I mean? Like, I saw, like,
Yeah, it's
Twitter
very
sucks
weird.
today. Twitter sucks today. Let's see what my friends are paying for.
It's
You
very
know?
weird.
That's so inappropriate. So it's like, my thing is, Michigan, like, you never would have gotten caught if you were just a little smarter about it, in
Yep.
reality. And it's like,
No,
at the
you're
end of the
right.
day, like you said, I'm sure every big school is doing it. They got a guy on the payroll, you know, and they probably have certain guys for each fucking team too, like, for demographics, like, I'm sure there's
hmm
like, hey, there's this Midwestern guy. All right, you're going to all of my Big Ten games. Here's this fucking
Exactly.
Cali guy. He's going over there.
Right.
Um, but overall, I think it's so dumb that they got caught. Um, I don't know. I don't really.
I
I think
agree.
it's.
Mi- Michigan sucks
I
for
don't know.
doing this. They suck for
Yeah,
doing this. It was the dumbest thing you could do. And I just don't. I don't think the Pitchfork Mob has a good enough case where we had some crazy competitive advantage because this guy had a grainy couple of fucking videos on his iPhone. Like, I just don't.
I'm,
I don't think there was a competitive advantage that we took out of it. I don't see what it could be.
Coach Sanders was talking about that. He said, you could have somebody's entire fucking playbook, but you
Yep.
still got to stop them. You
Yep.
still got to stop that. Like, and he compared it to the Astros, where it's a
Yep.
lot different in a sport like baseball, where if you know a fucking curveball's coming,
Yeah.
that's one
yeah,
thing.
but
You're sitting on it.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's the exact same thing. I mean, if you're fucking sitting on a play to the right and it's run, You can roll your safeties up. You can fucking, mentally, hey, this play's going right. Like, think about it as a D lineman to absolutely know which way the play's probably going, most of the time, other than maybe a cutback. It's like, it's nice to know. It's just like sitting on a curveball, because I don't care if you know a curveball's coming. If dude's got a nasty ass curveball, it's not for sure that you're hitting it out of the park, nor a fastball.
No, you're
Um,
right.
so it's like, I do think that the advantage is the same. You still do got to make the play, but also it helps. But like we were saying, is I guarantee every big team is doing it somewhere or another, and whether it's legal or not, whether they're doing it the legal way, they probably still have a very high, at least idea of what's going on. Very knowledgeable. Like plan. Hey, this sign's popped up. It's a 99% chance it's going to be this.
Yep.
Work with it. So
Right.
I feel like the only competitive advantage it really gives is some sort of intricacies that maybe, some tells that the coaches have, or the guys holding up the signs or something like that, where it's like the little things that you can't see with the naked eye, or from, the couple times that they pan over in the game film. Like, that's maybe where they get a little advantage, but who knows if that's even true.
Right.
Also, maybe fuck make that part of the fucking team. I mean, it's not like it's a non-public event. Like, make that part of the league. Change the rules. Fuck it. Who cares? Like, I don't know. Put it on the payroll. If you want to be competitive, you have to have your guys scouting. If a baseball scout doesn't go to fucking games and just watches shit on TV, how the fuck are they gonna know who's the next guy? You know what I mean? Hey,
Right.
this kid might be good, but I'm sure the scout that's like, yeah, well, I've seen him play. He's not that good. He's just got a highlight film. Like, at the end of the day, being at the game is the biggest play.
It is kind of a dumb fucking rule. They act like there isn't a massive list of 1,000 other reasons that big schools have a competitive advantage.
Right.
Yeah,
And
You know what I'm
that's
exactly.
saying?
Money
Like
in
we
general.
get all the best players.
Yeah.
That's why we're the
Yeah.
best.
And
'Cause
guys
why?
have pointed that out too.
Yeah,
That's
we
a
have
way
the
bigger
most money.
competitive advantage than stealing your bullshit signs. Plus, what are we doing? Stealing Eastern Carolina's signs?
Yeah.
We could have went out there and ran backwards and beat those assholes.
And that's the
You know?
thing. And that's where it gets dumb again for Michigan. Like, what? Why? What are you doing? Why are you
That's
doing
the
that?
thing. You got to be smart, pick and choose your battles. But at the end of the day, when you do it at the smaller schools, no one gives a fuck until. Well, no one gives a fuck until you're just hating on a team or trying to get Harbaugh out or something like that. There's definitely.
That's the thing. If this happened at Purdue, it'd be like the 8th story on ESPN.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, nobody would give a fuck.
And it's like, it's been over the last 3 years, right? You said?
Yep.
Well, they haven't won a championship. I mean, yeah, they've
Nope.
won the Big Ten twice, but like,
Got absolutely waxed by TCU.
I guess
They were
if
horrible.
you want to count though that they beat Ohio State twice, it's like, okay, maybe, but
Dude,
Yeah.
and they
there's a good
keep showing
chance
that play that Ohio State scored on us.
Yeah, they scored, and that's their
Like we
good. That's
stole
their
their
like.
fucking sign and then let them score.
That's their
It's
biggest
insane.
example.
Yeah.
Look at this
Weird.
play, and they score on that drive. And then
Some of it's funny.
I've seen another play where that Ohio State fans keep talking about, and it's like this swing pass that CJ Stroud throws, and the players react after the ball's gone. It's like, maybe they knew it was a pass, but like they didn't know like the exact play. That's where it's fucking crazy to me to think like that being at these games. I just don't see it. And if I get proven wrong, fine. I just don't see where that competitive advantage is like way higher if you're at the game. So pitchfork mob, relax. Let's see what fucking happens in this thing. We still got a lot
You're telling me that nobody in college football has the quarterbacks don't have anything in their ears?
Nope.
Nobody. Not a single player on the field.
Nope.
I did not know that until 7:00 p.m. October 25th, 2023. I did not know that.
Isn't that wild?
That is, excuse my language, retarded. Why have we been doing, like, what the fuck are we talking about? LSU has AC in their helmets.
Yeah. It used to
And
be a money thing. It used to be a money thing, but now they can't use that excuse because everybody
no,
has enough money
it's
to put the
modern
technology in the
technology. Yeah,
helmet.
I'm
They
sure
just
it's
keep
not that
voting it
easy.
down. They keep
Oh,
voting it
that
down.
so that's the dumbest part. That is silly. Put the yeah, get I always wonder why everyone did the signs. I'm like, dude, why are we
Yep.
doing the fucking YMCA on the fucking sideline
Yeah, we
every
don't.
single
We shouldn't need
goddamn
this.
game? Yeah, that's so not smart.
Yes, and the coaches vote
That's
it down
bad.
because they want that competitive advantage because
No,
some
that's
are
dumb.
good at sign stealing.
Yeah, that's
Period.
stupid. They need to figure that out, and they need to change that. I just don't. That makes absolutely zero sense.
They
That the
do.
quarterback doesn't have a earpiece. That's nuts. Didn't know that. That's new knowledge.
That
Crazy.
literally fixes everything.
Yeah, literally.
Like, it's that easy. It
Wow.
fixes everything.
Yeah, grow up.
So dumb. But
Yeah.
yes, that's my piece. I'm done talking about it. I'm ignoring the
Hey.
group chat. But
Well,
it's
you know, oh, I got monster in my hat. The thing I think is crazy about college football right now is that they have JJ McCarthy as the best odds win the Heisman right now.
oh yeah, that's absurd.
I think that's nuts. Granted, he is playing phenomenal.
Mhm.
Obviously the undefeated says helps, but like to put him over Penix or Jaden Daniels or even Caleb Williams is fucking nuts to me right now.
Oh yeah, I
But
agree.
yeah, I mean that's crazy. But other than that, fuck.
I think he is the odds favorite right now because Vegas doesn't want to put his odds up because of the road that he has left. Like they have a relative. I mean, it's not easy. They have to play Penn State and Ohio State, but they're not like the normal. Ohio State's not the normal Ohio State. Obviously, they're
Yeah.
breaking in a new quarterback this year. Penn State literally can't do anything on offense. So I think that they're just kind of putting it out there because they're like, all right, Vegas is like, okay, maybe he stays on this pace, and we're not going to give people plus 1,500 to let him
Yeah.
go gamble on this.
No, that's fair, especially if it's, you're assuming 13-0 kind of.
Exactly.
Even 12 and
That's what
1.
I think Vegas is assuming.
Yeah, I just think it's like what okay, I get that. I just think it should be like more like a plus 500, not like the plus 300 that he's at right now, whatever. It's like
I
just put
agree.
him like third. You know what I mean? Like
There's no
like
value in my eyes. There's
exactly. I
zero
agree.
value.
And it's like what the fuck? Like I feel like it's a risk to put it on him at this point right now, where it's like if he was at like plus 600, you're like, okay, I can see this, because
Yep.
even if they go 13-0, there's still a good chance that the way that Penix and Daniels and like Caleb Williams before the Notre Dame game was on pace to throw like fucking 50 touchdowns. Like granted he's
Yeah.
taking a step back, but it's like, dude, what?
4,000 yards and 50 touchdowns can get
Yeah,
it
in
done for
college.
you.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just thought that was crazy. Other than that, I really haven't paid too much. I think my guys. Oh, Iowa lost last week on some dumb shit, but I thought Iowa's still not necessarily off pace of getting that win total though.
Oh,
So
yeah, I forgot that. They
eight and a
lost two of
half.
their best players, and you might still squeak this thing out.
I know, and they lost last week by a field goal because the fucking punt return got called back.
Yep. Oh, that was
That,
brutal.
that was brutal.
Yep.
Oh no, on a fair catch too. Did you see that play?
Yes.
That was not a fair catch.
No, people were very up in arms about that all week
Yeah,
this week too,
that shit is crazy. Anyway,
as they should be.
dude. Hold on, before we go on to what Jack was saying, I learned something. So I've been a baseball fan my entire life.
Mhm.
Look up so congratulations to the Diamondbacks and the Rangers. They're going to the World Series.
For sure.
I did say I had the
Crazy
Rangers
story
winning
out
it.
of the crazy
Oh
story
yeah,
for the D-backs to come
crazy.
from literally losing, what was it, 88 games 2 years ago?
2
Or
years
was that
ago,
last year?
no. So 2 years ago, both of these teams had over 100 losses, and now
Yeah,
they're in the Super Bowl. Or they're in the World Series. Crazy.
that's insane. Gives the Tigers hope.
So and you know what makes me frustrated about the Cubs is that we could have been that 8 seed, and you never know. You never
Right?
knew.
You're
But
absolutely right. Fuck.
so both of you look up the Arizona Diamondbacks main logo. It's just the A. Look that up. And now tell me, Jack, if you don't look up that logo, and I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
I like that.
Tell me that your mind isn't blown that it is a fucking snake flipped on its side The A is a snake head. The little thing in the front, you notice that? It's a fucking it's a
Wait,
snake. It's a forked
so,
snake tongue.
s- wait, what?
The black diamonds. Look at the black diamonds. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the top of the snake's head.
Okay.
And then the reason why the fucking A goes in is because those are its fangs. And then the thing in the middle, like the cross on the
Wait.
A, it's forked and it's its tongue.
Dude, I don't know if I'm dumb. I'm trying my ass
No,
off
I
to
see
this
it.
thing.
I see
Jack,
it.
Where
you
are
see
you
it?
seeing it? How do you, okay, so wait.
Okay, hold on.
So the top with the ridges
is the top of its head.
and
Okay.
where it comes to the top of the A, is that like
Oh fuck. It's so like if you were to put a dot at the fulcrum of the A,
Jesus?
that would be
fulcrum.
its eyeball.
What does fulcrum mean?
Oh no!
Oh no. This is such bad radio.
This
But
is bad radio. Hopefully everybody at home is looking
So
at the Arizona
look, you
Diamondbacks.
see how that is?
All right. Yeah.
So it's a snake head, dude.
That's the snake, Bob. The thing in the middle is the tongue.
Oh, they should have put
How does that look?
I was looking at the wrong way. They should have put
He's fucking-
they should have
An
put an eyeball or something. Yeah.
But I mean,
They
to me,
could've.
that's like the most subtle shit I've seen in a long time. I've never noticed that. I'm like, that's crazy.
Wow. My
You guys
brain
remember-
just exploded. That's a good one.
You guys remember playing that? This is like classic iPod Touch 4th gen type of shit, but the logo quiz.
Yeah.
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
Oh,
So fun.
man. One of the
That was
greater
so
games.
fun.
Yep. I was a lead at logos for a minute
Dude.
because of that game. It was literally just there
I
was a
used to
compartment in my
actually-
brain for logos.
Oh,
where you
yeah.
said-
I actually had one of those games loaded in my phone till like 2 years ago, just because it's like, but then it was just a little too easy for a lot of the shit where I was like, oh, this is kind of not
Yeah.
like the competitive nature of the game wasn't there for me. But like,
Well,
just
dude, and it's weird because you either
almost like
know
a
a
study
logo or you don't.
true.
It's not
True.
like there's no figuring out a logo.
Yeah, that
so
is
you
No,
kinda
you're
just
right.
get stuck after a point. You're like,
But the
well,
thing is,
that's all the
no,
logos I know.
A lot of those games though, they'll like take a piece out of it. You know what I mean? Like, you know how in like trivia they do that where they'll show like they'll show like a logo without like the word in it. And it's
Yeah.
like they're obscure and you're like, I fucking know that, but I can't, you know what I mean? There is a little bit of mental gymnastics you have to
you see
pull.
the Burger King sign and you know it's
Yeah.
Burger King.
That's
So,
exactly what it is. That's a good
Yeah.
callback.
Yeah, though. I used to fuck with it. I like those games that are just dumb that make you think a little bit. I still try to like play that type of shit like every once in a while when I'm super bored because that's why I love those grids so much because it's like
Grids
it
are
makes
fun.
it
Talk
makes your
about you
brain
like
work.
really thinking and really trying to dive into your
Yeah.
memory. Grids is it's tough
Dude,
and it's fun.
Me and Tom were doing them like a couple weekends ago, and my brother is a fucking savant when it comes.
I was
he's,
gonna
like,
say
almost
Tom
Rain
probably
Man.
can do every grid. Yeah.
So he can't though. Like he's like, dude, he's like, it's crazy how much you just forget right away. And I'm like, I know, but like it was fun doing it with him because we were able to actually like get a lot of like obscure shit. And I'm like, hell yeah, like it was nice. It's nice doing it with someone else though, because once you like hit a brain fart or
Yep.
like a block, you're like, I'm done. I can't get this square. It's nice
That's
to have someone
normally-
else to throw shit, bounce it off of.
That's normally what we do. Like we'll all do them at work, like me and my roommates, and then we'll come back, and then whatever ones we don't have, we'll brainstorm on the couch that night.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, those are a
That's fun.
blast.
Fuck yeah.
You want to get to Jack's vault?
Well, Jack's not at his desk right now.
Oh shit!
So did I show you guys how rough of a start to the NBA season I had? I know a lot of people had this Anthony Davis 20 points and he only had 17 in the first half, but it's like, God damn it, dude. I was playing all conservative, just a couple, 5 legs, kind of smart for whatever. And fucking this prick can't hit a shot in the second half. What a scumbo.
NBA gambling is back,
Oh, it's so back and it's so hard.
and it's so hard, dude, because
Oh,
it's
I
just the
know.
most annoying sport to gamble on because you don't know when guys are just gonna fucking take
Take your shit.
literally a half off, like
Yeah.
Anthony Davis did.
Yeah. I mean, dude, What? Go ahead. I'm sorry. I want to get
No,
fired up.
go ahead. I was gonna go to a hockey thing because I have a question
Oh,
for you.
well, it's like, oh, this guy. This is any sport. It's like, oh, this guy averages 33 points a game. For sure, he'll get 23. It's
Yep.
like, come on, dude. Anyways,
Never the case. Whenever you
never the
think it's the
case.
case, it's
Yeah,
not.
exactly. Fucking scums.
I can't
What's your
wait to get
hockey
back into
question?
it.
Hell yeah.
So this happened last night. I don't know. Did you see this clip of the Seattle Kraken guy throwing the stick to block the pass in the Wings game last night?
No, isn't that illegal?
Super illegal.
Oh, I was gonna
But
say, what the fuck?
I'm gonna send this to you via Twitter. I'm sure some people listening have like either watched the game or saw it last night. But dude, the fucking when this happened, and it is like it's illegal, and your brain knows that. And so when this happened, it was literally like when you see a word and you're like, that can't be spelled right. There's no way that that's spelled right. Like my
Yeah.
brain was tricking me into thinking that maybe this isn't a rule anymore. Like that's how egregious this thing was.
That's fucking hilarious. You
It
sending
was
this?
bad. Yeah, I'm sending this. Sorry.
You know what's
So,
funny?
and I thought, okay, maybe we'll go back and look at the replay and it'll be like, okay, maybe it just kind of fell out of his hand. He lunged, like literally looked like a fucking JJ McCarthy check down pass. The way that this guy throws his stick.
Yeah, no,
And they
definitely.
did not call it.
And they did not call it.
They did not call this.
Wow.
And
And then
worse,
they come back down and they hit a fucking Geno right there.
yep. So instead of 2-2, it was 3-1.
Wow. Yeah, that's a
'Cause-
really bad miss.
Is it that bad?
Yeah,
It was just one of
horrible.
those things. It was one of those calls where, like I said, my brain was like, maybe that's not a rule anymore. Like they
Yeah.
just,
No,
there's
that's
no
crazy.
way they missed it.
Dude, my thing as a D-man though, like I don't okay. That guy saw number 7 or whoever, he saw like, okay, if this guy, as long as he is a professional hockey player, he's putting this in the back of the net right now, unless my goalie
Right.
makes it. I'll take the 2-minute penalty. You know
That's
what I
the
mean?
thing.
It's like
Is it
it's like a
in
foul.
the defensive zone? It's a penalty shot.
Oh, it's a penalty shot.
But I think if I'm the D man and the net's wide open, I'm still taking the
Still
penalty
doing
shot.
it.
Like give my goalie a shot at
Yeah.
it. You
I
know?
agree with that. Like it's like, hey, fuck it, dude. Like it sucks, but I'm not gonna make a habit of it, but
No.
fuck it. That's
Tough.
funny. When I was a kid, even in like high school, so I'm short, right? But I always played infield in high school, and like in practice all the time, if a line drive was like going over my head and I couldn't jump to get it, I would like jump and like flip my glove up. And I was probably
Yep.
like, I don't know, 10% in practice. So I was like, it was pretty efficient. But
You
like
actually caught it like 1 out of 10 times.
I would hit it. Like I would hit the ball and like knock it down,
Oh, I thought you were
And then
catching it in your glove. I was like, you're incredible if you're doing this once
Well,
out of every 10.
no, I'm not. No. It may have like stayed in the glove like maybe once, but no, not
Yeah.
like that. But like actually hitting it just for shits and grins.
Right.
And then they were like, that's illegal, right? I was like, well, I would never have done that in the game, but I didn't know it was illegal, so I'm glad you told me.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
That's
like you
good.
can't
That's a
throw
good
your
point.
glove off like that. It's just the same. It's the same concept. But
Right. All
that
right.
sucked. Whew.
Let's wrap it up here. Let's get into Jack's vault because this is a very interesting question that that Jack posed this weekend. So we're at the Michigan State tailgate in East Lansing, ready to watch the Cheaters at 7:30 p.m. And we were
Go
hanging
Cheaters.
out at the tailgate for my work, and we were just in a bunch of pictures because we were just in kind of a weird spot. So we weren't taking pictures, but people were taking a lot of pictures around us. And Jack posed the question of, would you want to...
Wait.
Oh,
Let
yeah,
me
you
give
go
the
ahead. Yeah,
preface.
you go ahead. You go
it
ahead.
makes more sense with the intro.
Okay.
So in Rocket League, the game that I spend 3 hours a day playing, you can look up online every time somebody saves a clip that you were in. If you're in a game and somebody on the opposing team saves a clip of you, you can look that up and see it. So I said, what if you could do the same thing with photos and videos taken in like group settings? What if you could just look your name up and see every like picture that you were in the background of, or every video that like skimmed by you or whatever. I don't know. Would you want to see it? That's the question.
Would I want to see it? Sure, I would, and I'm sure we're not that far off, to be honest
Yeah,
with
we're
you.
probably not. That's
Um,
crazy. I
just
think there's a
actually doing
threshold
it.
for some people. I think they're like, I don't want to see anything before 2019. Like anything in college,
Yeah,
I don't want to see. Like I think people would kind of do it like that, you know.
yeah.
I
I
I
mean,
never like I was never like a crazy person. I don't think so. I wouldn't. I really don't think I'd care seeing them. I'd like to see them. I think it'd be hilarious.
yeah, no, for sure. Like, it's kind of funny, if you ever go back onto like if you like, someone posts a picture at a party that you were at, for sure you weren't in those photos, but then you do see a photo of you in the background, like,
Yeah,
you're like,
that's
it is
sick.
funny to see, like, even though you have to like zoom in, it's like, is that me? Is that
Yeah,
me? Yeah, all right. Like, I definitely do think that is something that would be funny, like, cool to see all the photos, especially if they're in like a professional setting, or like you're at like like a tailgate or something like that, like a venue where it's kind of more like candid, like actually, you
I
know,
think there I
reaction.
think there is a cutoff, like Bob says though. Like I get memories on my Snapchat from 8 years ago, and I
hmm
can't even watch them
yeah.
because
You can't.
I was 15, dude. I don't even
Right.
want to see what I was really
Well, yeah,
doing.
but
It's
that's
incredibly embarrassing.
I mean, that's your fucking that's your ego and self-consciousness all wrapped up in one saying, "Eh."
hmm
But like that's what it's all about, Like, so what? Like, fuck it. Um
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I don't want to see me doing like a fucking keg stand, and
See,
not,
that's what I'm saying.
but at the end of the day, it's like it is what it is. And
Yeah,
it's like fuck it. You got
you
to take the good with
probably
the
got a
bad.
video of that keg stand on your phone anyways.
No,
I
I
think
definitely
You know?
don't.
I think something cool would be too is like what if you were like what if you were scrolling through all the pictures and you're like, "Oh shit, like I was right next to fucking John Stamos and I had no idea this guy's
Yeah,
taking
dude.
picture with people around
Uh,
me. That's kind of sick. Now I got a picture sort of with John Stamos. I'm just right here in the
yeah,
background."
yeah,
Like that'd be kind of sweet. I don't know why
for
John
sure.
Stamos popped into my head. I was just trying to think of the best celebrity I know.
It's
But you know
fucking
what I'm
John
saying?
Cena.
Or even
Yeah.
like events. Like maybe you learn that you were in the picture with like a fucking future astronaut or something like that. Or like this guy's life took a crazy turn right after this picture. Like that'd be kind of fascinating too.
Yeah, I don't hate. I think that'd be cool if there was some sort of vault like that, and I'm sure, with the digital, like with the photos on the phone, like if they really wanted to, they can probably do that. You know,
Yeah.
if the fucking aliens wanted to, they can do it for us. But uh, I think it'd be cool to just see all that shit. Granted, I'm not a photo like I don't take a lot of photos, right? So like maybe yeah, shit I'm caught in the background of and stuff, but like
hmm
I see a camera come out, I'm like trying to not be in anyone's photo because I don't know why. Because I don't know.
See, you think you would have a short file.
I do think I'd have a short file. Maybe. Actually, I
Because
don't
you're
know, dude.
duck, dodge, dip, dive, and dodge these
Yeah, but
photos.
also though, like just by all like the games and all that kind of shit that I've been to, where it's like, okay, I'm sure I'm in some of those photos.
Right.
But I don't know. I,
I don't think we're far off either. I think this would be I don't know like why I'm posing this question to you, Jack. Like, but maybe you know this, but the facial recognition software is kind of crazy, and I feel like that's what it would be about, right? Would be to recognize your face in somebody else's picture and be able to say, all right, every time this face appears, put it in this file.
Yep.
I'm
That's
sh-
exactly how it'd be. Dude,
I'm
Look
that
at
sure
shit
they
that.
is
have
getting
it.
nuts though.
Call me fucking
Uh,
Steve Jobs.
I'm
Bro, they
sure
use
they
it
have
in
that.
China now.
So I
Do
was
they?
gonna say that, like, for like guns and shit too. I'm pretty sure, like, dude, you're damn near barcoded up. You ever see the movie Idiocracy?
Mm-mm. I've heard that's a great
No.
movie though.
It's way more relevant now than it was back in the day. But yeah, like
It's
everyone's
funny.
got a barcode and you got to like scan yourself to get in. Like, China's getting crazy with that shit, man. Like, where
Dude, they
they
have
like
cameras
know.
all over the place. If you jaywalk, they'll take points off your social
Yep,
score.
literally.
And your
Oh
social
yeah,
And
they have
score
the social score
it's
over
like
there. I forgot
social
about that.
credit. So
yeah,
like you won't get an apartment or like be able to lease a house or get a car if you have a
'Cause you're a
shitty social
scumbag.
score. Yeah, because you
Yeah.
jaywalked
Don't
last
don't
Wednesday.
they? And I'm pretty sure too. Like
Crazy.
if you do that, they just like take the fine like right out of your bank account.
Yeah, they'll just pull the money. It's like
It's yeah,
immediate garnishment.
yeah. It's
That's
they're out
crazy.
crazy.
there.
Yeah,
That
They
is
better,
yeah.
yeah,
crazy.
that's dumb. Like, so much shit like that is circumstantial. Like, you don't know what the
Yeah.
fuck's happening in that person's life. Maybe they're chasing their dog across the street and they
Yeah,
jaywalk, and then
like
you get
running
dinged
away
for it.
from somebody attacking them, and now all of a
Yeah.
sudden I went from a 680 to a 670. You know,
Oh,
Yeah.
God,
Jeez.
yeah,
I mean,
that's tough.
free will. I mean that like I know that like we as Americans we're still like don't believe it as much, but we're pretty much controlled by the government for everything. It seems like, but
Yeah.
like to like just blatantly be controlled by the government, like dude, that
Right.
sounds god awful. You know what I mean? At least
Yeah,
these
that's brutal.
cocksuckers try to hide it from us and make us start believing in weird shit like conspiracies and stuff.
Yeah,
Like
they're nice about it.
yeah, and they try to deny. You know?
I
Yeah,
jaywalk
yeah.
I jaywalk every day to bring Max across the street into the neighborhood to take him for a walk. I'd have
I
like
mean,
a 400.
the only time. So okay, this is.
I have like a
I don't want to.
400. If that's
I
bad,
don't
I
want
don't
to
know.
come off dumb right now, and please don't make me feel dumb. But is jaywalking only in an intersection, or is it anytime you don't use a crosswalk?
I
I think
think
it's
it's
anytime.
anytime.
See, okay, that makes me feel a little bit better about myself because I was like, dude, what I'm about to say right now would be irrelevant if it was only in the crosswalks. If you jaywalk through a fucking intersection, you should get knocked a little bit.
Oh,
Unless you're, you know,
yeah, for sure.
like you're an asshole if you're going diagonally across an intersection. You know what I
Right.
mean?
That's like a 5 over speeding ticket versus a reckless
Yeah,
driving. Like, what are you doing out
exactly.
here? You're being crazy.
Exactly.
Like, you can't just
I
But
play
walk
for the
through the
Saints.
intersection.
yeah, so that one, I feel like you're a piece of shit if you do that. But like just walking across the street without going to a fucking corner, that's so dumb. Like that shouldn't
Yep.
be considered jaywalking and or a crime if it even is. I don't even know if it is. I mean, as long as you look both ways, it can't be a crime.
No. You're right.
So
Last thing, you guys want to go over this list really quick? This list has been going around the it's actually been going around Twitter as of late. And it is a list of places that women absolutely refuse to go on a first date, and thank you to the ladies who reached out to me to help me on my list. Let me just run through these for the folks at home. Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden, the movies, Your House, any fast food chain, B-Dubs, Wingstop, Red Lobster, IHOP's on here, ice cream dates, coffee, somewhere that requires a long drive, a movie night like Netflix or Hulu, nightclubs, Waffle House, sporting events. Where the hell do these women want to go, Mike? Because I have no idea. Is it
dude,
Ruth Chris or Bust?
I
Like,
I
where are we
mean,
going?
so okay, I get it as an adult. Okay, as a 30-year-old man, I get Cheesecake Factory, I get Applebee's, I get Chili's, I get Chipotle, I get Olive Garden. Okay, I get those places.
Don't
It's
sleep
just
on them
cheesy.
dollar Long
No,
Islands at
no, no,
Beans,
no.
dude. Don't
I,
fucking sleep on them.
I didn't say beat ups. I didn't say
No,
beat
I
ups.
said Applebee's.
Oh,
Applebee's got them dollar Long Islands,
listen,
dog.
we're talking
Split
about a first date here. Okay, we're talking about a first date. I get the top 5, those cheesy ass fucking chain restaurants. There's so many restaurants wherever you live that's not one of those. Don't go to one of those.
Agreed.
It just screams that you're cheap. Granted, at the end of the day, second, third, fourth date, and once you start being like, hey, listen, we don't gotta be bougie. Let's go get drunk at Applebee's for dollar fucking or you know what I mean. And at the end of the day, that's fine then. But like the sporting event, the fucking coffee dates that everyone just said, let's go get coffee.
Dude,
The fucking
number 26. Look at number 26 and tell me how that's
a
possible.
bar. I was just gonna say a bar just for drinks. Suck me. I don't want to date anymore if I can't go to a bar just for drinks. What
No,
the?
I agree.
What, a bar just for drinks? Like, dude, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, I don't get that. Like, But you should. I think that I think the concept of this list is that as a man, right? Which just these gender roles that are bullshit. As a man, you should put effort into it, right? You should think
Mhm.
of something that's a little more outside of the box.
Yep.
Um, but which I kind of agree with. I think we all, at the end of the day, like, if you're an adult with enough money to not be a fucking idiot, you can kind of take somewhere, splurge a little bit or whatever. You don't got to go spend $1 million, but hey, be willing to kind of go outside the box and just make something cool happen to stand out. Because these bitches are getting hundreds of likes a day, and you got to stand out somehow.
You
Sorry for
do.
calling you bitches. I'm only doing it because I don't know your names personally. Shout out Cat Williams. Um,
I don't know you individually. Holla if you hear
so,
me now.
yeah. um, but like, uh, where was I going with that? Oh, they want like you to put in some effort, but also that sets such fucking crazy expectations that it's
Does.
almost like, and I feel like we're almost I thought we were almost past that as a society, like where it's like we don't have to set these crazy expectations and not be ourselves. It's like, wouldn't it be easier to just, hey, especially a first date, let's just go get drinks, because if we can't sit and have a drink at a bar, then we can't go out, because guess what? Like, I like just going to have a drink at a bar, you know?
Exactly. Doing things that mean something to you.
Yeah, 100%.
That's really getting to know somebody and
Yes,
building
I
a
agree.
relationship with somebody. That's what this is all about. I completely
Base,
agree
yeah,
with you on, like, the concept of the list is good. I agree. Like,
yes.
don't bring somebody to Applebee's. Don't bring somebody like the gym. I mean,
Well, that's crazy. The church and gym is
that's crazy.
bananas, dude.
Church, gym, and the movies, I get. You can't talk in
Yes.
any of those
No, yeah.
places. You can't get to
No.
know anybody. Like, that's fucking weird. But,
Yes.
like, I don't even like bowling. Bowling's a great first date activity. You're doing
I
something a
agree.
little fun, a little active. You're getting to talk. You're eating some nasty pizza. You got a pitcher of beer. Like, it's just
Yeah.
it's so no pressure, low key. There's people around. Like,
Yeah,
easy.
100%. I
Same with a
think
bar for just drinks. Like you said, that's
yeah. To me, like, I like the concept of doing something that's a little competitive as a first date.
for
So
sure.
bowling, or like the mini golf, or like, something along those lines, cuz I'm a competitive guy. For one, I want someone that has a little bit of drive and wants to beat my ass. Secondly,
For sure.
I need to know how you can handle. I'm not gonna go off the rails if I lose or if I'm winning. I'm not gonna be in your face, fucking like,
Right.
go birds. You know what I mean? But like,
No,
but
you can't throw a 250.
yeah,
You can't do that
hundred
on the first
percent.
date or you're a
But
dick.
I definitely want to, like, that's a big thing to me, like, to see, like, hey, how do you feel about any competitive nature, whether you like sports or not? But like, being competitive to me is super important. Like, and
Mhm.
having drinks at a bar is super important. It's like these are two, parts of my life that we need to be at least somewhat on the same page with. And how am I going to do that? By taking you to some apple orchard and fucking watching you pick a pumpkin out when I don't even fucking know you. You know what I
Right.
mean?
"Oh, you like pumpkins?" She's like, "Nah, we're just here, so I'm gonna do this." It's
Yeah,
like,
the
yeah.
list told me I couldn't do what I wanted, so
Yeah, so we're at the orchard. This is what we're
yeah,
doing today.
we got a Resi at Ruth Chris next.
Yeah, those are I'm running out of ideas, though, so I'm gonna need you to pitch some.
Yeah, I don't know. I
It's
think it's a wild. And I think that's bullshit. Whoever made that list talked to, for one, probably people who have super high standards that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Because,
Yep.
like, come on, dude.
I bet you 90% of women would say a bar for just drinks is pretty fucking ideal, you know?
Especially like a Midwestern woman.
Right. It's like, it's cold outside. We're not going to the orchard.
Yeah,
Let's go have a Manhattan and let's
yeah.
talk about our
Also,
lives. That's what Savannah
you
and
don't
I
gotta
did.
go. Yeah, which is great, and there's nothing
Mhm.
wrong with that. And it's like, dude, like,
No, you just
also, you
talk.
don't
You
gotta
really
go.
get to know somebody.
Yeah, don't gotta go to a dive bar that you go to at 3 in the morning when you're hammered.
Right.
You go to
Yeah.
a little nicer bar or something that's, but like something that you can hear them. So you don't, I actually don't hate the thought of going somewhere a little louder. So you have to do like the, let me get in close and talk in your ear,
That's
just
a good
because
one.
it's like, it's a,
You
just a
whisper
subtle
sweet
move.
nothings. Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, that list is crazy. I mean, the end of the list is crazy. The front top, the top is kind of whatever.
Yep.
Like, don't go to
Top
these
5, you nailed them.
Yeah.
Chipotle, I have some qualms with. Because you can
Whoa,
get
if you're taking a date to Chipotle, like, what are we doing here? Like, that's something where you
So,
pick it up and go eat it. I don't know, or a
so
lunch break.
any buffet style where you're going up to the thing, you're not here for that. You're saying we got to abolish that.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not sitting at a Chipotle for a first date. I think that's
No,
great.
I'm saying go get the Chipotle, drive to a park, and sit down and snack your
No.
Chipotle around.
I'm not doing that either.
I'm not doing it either, but I'm saying like that should be somewhat
I
acceptable.
feel like eating outside is so vulnerable on the first date. Like, granted, like, as long as you're not a slob, but like, I don't know, there's bugs and shit. Like, and I get startled by bugs easily, and like,
Same.
I don't know,
I would
dude.
never
I'm
do it
not
because bees have a stranglehold on my life. I would never eat Chipotle outside with a first date.
Yeah,
It would be over quick. If they saw me swatting at a bee, they'd be like, "This guy's supposed to protect me and our family,
yeah,
and he's swatting
sure.
at the bee."
Yeah. I also think that like ice cream date, like, I know that's a little childish, but like, who the fuck doesn't like a nice soft serve ice cream cone, or even like a normal ice cream cone? Like,
Yep.
you can talk, you can fucking taste each other's ice cream. You know, you what
I would go as
you know?
far to say as that if you don't want to go on an ice cream date for the first date, it's a red flag. If
Yeah,
you're like, I
I
don't
agree
really
with that.
care for ice cream,
Yeah, exactly.
maybe
But
you're not part of the United States anymore.
yeah,
Like,
maybe I should have
like
taken
that's what the problem is.
we should
Problem
have
is
had our
twofold.
first date at the gym. You know? You're the
Yeah,
problem. You know?
exactly. Yeah, you're the problem. Exactly.
Yeah. But
You don't want to
people are
my
so
rocky
dumb.
road?
You know
Dude.
where this ice cream would taste way better? Church.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spritz some holy water on it.
Let's pick up some ice cream and $1 Long Island from Bees, and let's get
Yeah.
over to Mass.
Yeah, St. Matthew's at 7.
So it's funny that so I guess it's not funny, but it's just fucked up to think about all like the shit that like the icks and all these red flags, and it's like, dude, we're all just trying to get by here. Like, at the end of the day, material shit doesn't matter, right? I mean, it does a little
Mhm.
bit, but it doesn't. And it's like, you, people got to give other people a break. Like, there's no we got to do a little bit of give and take here. So I saw this video, and you guys may have saw it, and it was like, oh, what's your ick, whatever. And the chick is like, when a guy doesn't use capital letters in his text messages, like if he uses all lowercase letters, he's like, oh, that's too feminine for me. I need a guy that uses
That's
capital
crazy.
letters. I was like, dude, like, granted, thank God Apple fucking capitalized all your letters. Like, that's Apple's fault, because otherwise none of us would use capital letters in our text messages after
No, on the
periods.
right, yeah.
I
On your
have my
on your laptop, they won't capitalize.
Oh,
And I hate
yeah,
texting on my laptop because of that, because I'm
yeah,
like, I'm gonna shift and capitalize everything because I
100%.
don't want to
Me
be an
too.
asshole.
Yeah,
I
but
have
like,
it turned off on my phone, but I like self-capitalize things.
yeah, but
That
like, isn't that crazy?
That's a red flag.
Like, oh, that's too feminine.
they're
If a guy
incorrect with their
doesn't do that.
grammar sometimes.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's true.
fuck. I don't know. These people gotta fucking lower their expectations of men, because we can't do it all, dude. Like, I'm here.
I
to
think
give you
we're
my
eventually
fucking-
gonna hit. I think we're gonna hit the turning point here pretty quick, where
I
it's just
don't.
like you said, I think the normals are. The normals
Well,
are.
fair. But
The
the thing is,
normals
though,
are gonna find other normals and be like, all right, like I don't care about the bullshit.
I-
I just care about getting to know you as a person.
fair enough. But I feel like it's just so, the internet is just so polluted with fucking dumb people saying shit like that, that normals
Yep.
are like, oh, am I doing something wrong? Like, I don't know. It's like, fuck.
Right.
I mean, this
It
is
does
the
it.
dawn of
It
time, you know?
brainwashes the normals. You're right.
Yeah, and it's like, golly, you
Mhm.
know, like, I don't know, but that list is nuts. I'm
That
next
is
date
nuts.
I going on, I'm going to Applebee's to see if this, if the person's just like, ugh, and I'll be like, I was testing you.
I was testing
The
you and you
list!
failed, and you're
Yeah.
paying. Fail the test, pay the price. Literally.
Oh no, that's funny.
Luckily for you, we got a 2 for $20 because I love the fajitas.
All right, well,
And this marg's only $1.
Yeah, and this marg's only $1. Joke's on you. I'm getting 4 more.
So speaking of dates here, Bobby, what would you do for not? Maybe you don't want to put this, your laundry out there, but what'd you do for Savannah? I want to hear. Happy birthday, by
Um,
the way, Savannah. I didn't text
yeah,
her or anything.
we
Hopefully, you're
did.
still listening.
She probably immediately heard about like there was Michigan stuff to lead off and then was gone. We did just a family dinner over at her place. She loves smash burgers, so her dad made some smash burgers on the Blackstone. Little smash burgers, cheesy potatoes, and Caesar salad, which is
Oh.
I love all three of those things. I'm here. And by the way, I am a new Caesar salad guy. Savannah made me a chicken Caesar salad wrap the other day, and I was like, I have been fucking up for a long
With the
time not
croutons or
getting
without the
these.
croutons?
With the croutons and the crispy chicken.
Well, yeah, you gotta have the chicken. You gotta have chicken. Come on.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then she requested a pumpkin cake. I've never had it before, but it was great.
Like
Just
it
tasted
was,
like
yeah,
pumpkin pie in cake form.
dude. I get the pumpkin donut from anywhere I go during the season. It's delicious. It's the same
She
thing.
just got one of those the other day, and yeah, it was
They're so
good, dude.
good.
It was really good. Yeah,
Mhm.
but yeah, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. And we're gonna
Oh, cute.
just be chillaxing this weekend. So
Nice. Good for you.
yeah. So shout out Savannah Marie. Happy birthday, baby. Is that it?
I mean, that's all I got, dude. I miss you. I just like talking to you boys, honestly.
I know. I agree. Next year I'll take her to Chili's or something. Maybe we should all go to Chili's or Applebee's or something. Maybe we'll do
We
that.
should. Let's do some half off apps.
Maybe we'll do a meet and greet with Drew or whoever else is listening.
Drew.
At Applebee's. If you're listening to the Fair Enough podcast and you want to see us, meet us at some place and we'll give you a
We'll
time.
be at the Applebee's on State Street in Saginaw. We'll all
Yeah,
meet there.
one that we're
much.
all three of us are familiar with. Yeah, we'll bring it
yeah.
up to Sag Nasty where Fair Enough was born.
And
all right.
Drew, we'll see you there.
Yeah, we'll see you there, Drew and Savannah and like our parents.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody still listening. We love you guys. Episode 90 is a wrap. Don't take your girl to church. Preach.
Deuces.
Peace.